Hey Ryan.
Hi.
So, how was your weekend?
It's pretty good. I had some family come out. My aunt and uncle. I hadn't seen them in a while, so that was good. And so they actually brought up the baby they were adopting. It was their daughter's baby,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was good. Their daughter has passed away a couple months back, and she had a severe drug addiction, and the baby has had several struggles because of the addiction to drugs. He's had several struggles obviously before after he was born, so it was kind of sad. It seems a lot of those things have kind of resolved for the most part, but there's still some residual stuff. So that was kind of upsetting, but it was good to meet him as well. It was the first time I met him. So.
How old is he?
He's just turning 2, so yeah. So that was good and sad at the same time, I guess. So yeah.
So you really connected with this kid, huh?
Yeah, he's a good little boy. He's kind of all over the place, but it was very good to meet him, and I knew his mom pretty well. I hadn't seen her in years because she had moved back to New York, and so then it's kind of got tied back up in some wrong stuff, and that's kind of how things
Okay.
went downhill. So, but thankfully, they took him in, and now they're finishing up the adoption process. So he's gonna have you know he's gonna have a good childhood. So that's
Yeah.
good. So
So you're very supportive of this adoption.
yeah, I think that
Yeah.
he'll grow up in a good home, and you know it's as he grows, it'll be a supportive environment for him to kind of learn what happened to his mom, and but also be good parents for him. So yeah,
It sounds like you value this little boy's life quite a bit, huh?
I do. I mean, because his life obviously could have been lost with
The drugs.
the drugs and stuff, and the things that he went through, and the seizures and different things that
Mhm.
to begin with. So he definitely could have. It's a miracle that he's alive, and I know for me it has some personal meaning, just because I had a girlfriend when I was younger that she actually against my kind of will went and her father and herself made the decision that they were going to go ahead and abort the child, and I expressed I didn't agree with that, and it really didn't matter what I said. We were both younger, and obviously I wasn't supporting her per se, so they kind of made the decision that they were going to abort the child, and that's always affected, that trauma that really has always affected me, because I don't agree with abortion, and although we were young, it's still a child, and it's still life, and so it's always bugged me, and so
It doesn't sit right with you.
no, it really never has. So
It feels wrong to do that.
yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's still, no matter what anybody says, that girls have the right choice to do whatever with their body, it's still a life inside them regardless, and I just don't think that one should try to play God in that and say it's not, because it is. It's a life. So yeah.
So how long, do you mind me asking how long ago that was?
I guess it was about 10 years now, 10 years ago.
Mm.
So it's been quite some time, but especially when he came, and just kind of brings back memories, I guess. And so I was just thinking, what could have been, and how things may have been different. So it's kind of just brought it up a bit again. That's all.
Yeah.
So
when that all happened, how did you deal with it then?
Well, obviously I was pretty depressed for quite a while, and pretty upset, and I basically told her I didn't ever want to see her again, and I couldn't believe she did that, and I did speak pretty harshly with her father, after I concluded things, but
Because you feel very strongly about it.
right, and I did see her a couple years after, and did mention, what I know she felt that she was doing what was best, but I still,
Did she mean that she still feels that was best, or does she feel differently now? Do you know?
she hasn't changed much. She feels the child would have held her life back, and that so there was not a lot of remorse there, but we just feel differently about things, I guess. So whether that's the way she truly feels or was just putting on a facade, that's kind of the way she just had said, I don't know. So either way, I guess my feelings don't change on it. So anyway, it was good to see the boy, and like I said, it just brought back some emotions, although there was happiness involved with seeing him.
It
did
brought
kind of
back the old stuff.
some
So how do
traumatic
you?
stuff from there. So.
I know you said you were depressed for a while after this all happened. How did you end up finally being able to cope with all of this?
Actually within I started going to church, I guess probably 6 months after or so, and I found a support group and some people that got together on Friday nights and just kind of talked about some stuff that they were going through and emotions that they were dealing with, and it was kind of good because everybody's kind of talking about stuff. It was kind of a better environment to just be able to discuss like how much this bugs me and has affected me, because so that it was a good place because everybody was talking about their stuff, so I felt like I could open up about my stuff, because I typically tend to not talk a lot about my stuff. So that kind of, I did talk about it, but also while doing that, I was able to meet some people, and within the church, they're very obviously pro-life and have the same feelings I do in and around the issue. So there was a couple people that they actually are involved with a group that they actually go into the schooling system, and they do get to talk to kids and especially young girls, but also the boys too, just about the responsibility of their behaviors and choices, and what it really means to do something like this, in regards to abortion, that you're taking an actual life, and so they don't have to bring up the whole God thing within the school, but just the ideas of that's an actual living, breathing person with a heartbeat. They get to really help the kids see the effects of their choices, and then if they do decide to actually have sex, that they made that decision, that then to take responsibility for that, and to to not make the child pay for their decisions, but to do the best they can with the child.
And you said that you would tend to suppress your feelings more before. So do you think that by going in these schools that some of these young guys could maybe relate to you in that way? If you're open and say, well, usually I suppress my feelings, but I'm willing to be vulnerable to help you through something.
Well, yeah, I think that I haven't got it personally. I've gone with them again only a few times, but I'd really like to, especially because I was able to recognize the effect that it still has on me when they came up this weekend. I'd really like to a chance to do something like that again. I'd like to get involved. I think it would help me find a sense of meaning and a sense of purpose, and kind of it would help me as a way to I guess cope and to deal with some of those things, and also be able to way to prevent that happening to somebody else's child or to another baby.
Or the parent
parent
dealing with all the effects, because like you said, even the mom, that could have been a facade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she does hurt and she doesn't want to tell anybody because she's sticking up for that decision she made.
Right.
There could be a whole lot of things going through people's minds.
Yeah.
So is this, going into the schools, something that you could maybe approach a principal about, or a superintendent?
Well, actually, because I still attend the same church. The people, the group that goes into not just that school now. It's actually a couple schools throughout several towns that they've actually got something revolved to a couple school districts areas.
Mhm.
So it's actually grown, and I still go to the church, and so I still have connections. So I think that with these people, I can really easily get back involved in doing something like that more on a regular basis, because not only, obviously as it's grown, they have a need for people to go out, and because it's always good to have at least a couple people there, a male and a female, and and sometimes even if they're talking a few classrooms that day, it may not even be a bad idea to have a couple sets of people. So there's a need for help. So I think that I could very easily get back involved in doing that.
I agree with that. I think it'd be great, especially a male speaking out. You don't always see that. Do you think that maybe just connecting with some of these people on a deeper level will help you as well?
I
to
do.
Continue to,
Yeah, as a way of just kind of, like I said, giving back, and I think it will help me find a sense of meaning. And unfortunately, what happened in my past is my past, but I think this will, kind of help me to realize I'm doing something to help
Make some
somebody
good
else,
of it,
make some
maybe.
good of it, and do the best I can. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, our time's about up for today, but next time we get together, I hope to hear that you've made that contact. I think it'd be good for you to be able to talk about these things that periodically resurface, and just to be around other people that have walked through similar experiences, or like you said, to be able to make a difference. So next time we get together, I hope to hear about some things that you're doing. That'd be good.
Yeah.
So we'll have to set up an appointment for next time, and
Okay.
then we can check in at that point. But does that sound good?
Yeah, it does.
You really will do that?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.